Hi geometry students, we're back. I am so sorry my video got cut off. I ran out of space on the memory card. So as I said in the email, but I'm going to start this problem over again. So I drew it for us again to set it up again so you can just get back into the frame of mind of doing this problem. So here we're going to find the area of the circle this time. So I'm going to still use the same formula. And this time I know the area of the circle, is 35. That was this part right here. And the area of the circle I don't know. So I'm just going to put an A. And I know the arc measure, if the central angle is 40, then the arc measure out here is 40. So this is 40 over 360. Whoops, 360. Okay, so now I just cross multiply. 40A equals, actually, you know what, let's do this. Let's reduce 35 over A to 1 over 9. 4 out of 36 is 1/9. So now I cross multiply 1A times, and then I have 35 times 9 is 315 meters squared. So that's the area of circle, the whole circle V. And I can use my proportion ratio and proportion to figure it out. So let's go on and do number 5. And this is a word problem from the book. And I will read it out loud. And it says, Jenny wants to paint a rectangular wall with an entrance cut into it. All right, so Jenny's going to do some painting. Maybe she's staying at home during this coronavirus. And she's going to do some painting. So we have here a wall, and she wants to paint this whole area here, but there's an entrance. So obviously she's can't paint something where you walk through. So she wants to know how much paint she's going to buy. So what is that area? Well, the dimensions that are given is this is the length here, 28 feet. Now this cuts in half, and I have a semicircle here, and I have 12 feet written over the center point. When the 12 is over the center, the 12 refers to diameter, not to the radius. If in a picture we had a semicircle and the 12 was here in the middle, not over the center, then that would be radius. That is not what we have. What we have is 12 over the center point. So that means the diameter is 12. Okay, and then on the rest of the picture, we know that from here down is 12, and from this point up to the top of the wall is 8 feet. All right, so the question is, what is the area Jenny wants to paint? Okay, so there we have that. So it's this shaded area that's a funny shape. So in order to find that, the area of the wall of this shape is going to be the whole thing, which is the area of the big rectangle. I've got the whole thing. And I'm going to minus the semicircle and the square that's here. So I'm going to minus the area of the semicircle, and I'm going to minus the area of the square. Now I'm leaving those open because we're not going to paint that part. So this whole area is the whole thing minus the semicircle and the square. So I need to figure out each of those parts. So the area of the whole thing is going to be my 28 along here, times this whole thing. So I have to add 8 and 12. So I get 20 times 28. Now the area of the semicircle, let's talk about that for a minute. I have the area of a circle is pi r squared. A semicircle is going to be half as much. So I'm going to subtract half of pi r squared. I'm going to just put that in there for now, the formula. Now the area here of this open space here is, let's see, if this is 12, then this length is 12 here. And if all the way across up here at the bottom of my semicircle is 12, then down here is 12. So the area of this square is going to be 12 times 12. All right? Now when I figure this out, 12 times 20, or 20 times 28 is 560. Now, again, let's go back to this. I've got radius. If my 12 is over the dot, that means that that's the diameter length. So right here would be the radius, which is 6. I don't have this situation. Whoops, I'm sorry, I wrote 12. Jeez. Okay, the radius is 6. I don't have this situation. The radius is half of the diameter. So I'm going to put that in, and minus 144. So I've got 560 minus, so 6 squared is 36, and half of that is 18. And when I actually work that out, I get 359.45 feet squared. So that would be the area of this funny shape up here. Just the colored. Okay, I want you to try some OIOs. So here's number 1. Find the area of circle H. This is 85 FGH, and this area here is 214.37 centimeters squared. And the second problem is find the area. And I have a combination of shapes. So this is 7 meters, and this is 7, and this is 7. Okay, so go ahead and work those out. I will ask you to pause the video for right now, and I'll come back in just a moment. And change colors. Okay. So let's figure this out, seeing what you did for your OIO. So I have the area of the sector over area of the circle. I'm going to make a little circle with the dot. Equals, now I can put my numbers in. I've got 85 is my arc measure there, and 360. And the area of the sector I know this time. And I can reduce 85 over 360 to 17 over 72. So I'm going to have 17A equals 15,434.64. And when I divide by 17, I get an area of 907.92 centimeters squared. Okay, so that's the answer to number 1. Now let's look at this. I've got the whole area is going to be half a circle, so I have half a circle here. Okay, so that's half pi r squared. Now, I have a rectangle. And I need the base, which will be 7, and the height will be 7 plus 7. Now, how do I know that's the height? Well, this line here is tangent to the circle at this point, and we know from our previous theorems that that creates a right angle with the diameter going across the circle. So I know that I have the height there. So then that's going to be 1/2 base times height. So I'm going to have to add those two things together. And my radius of my semicircle is 7. And then, whoops, I'm going to put a plus. 1/2, and the base is 7, and the height is 14. So I get 49 times 1/2 would be 49 over 2 pi. And 1/2 of 14 is 7, so I end up with 7 times 7. And then when I work this 49 over 2 pi out, I get 76.93 plus 49, and I get 125.93 meters squared. Okay, and that's my answer. Okay, so that's the end of our lesson. Thank you for being patient and flexible with splitting this up into 2 parts. And I will send an email home with your homework. So have a great Easter break. I will send information about how to get your Chapter 10 test back. But after you finish your homework, I hope that you enjoy having some time off from school. And I will be praying for you all, and I hope that you will pray for me too. God bless you. Bye now.